Okay, so we are getting a lot of questions about our tiny house build. So we thought we'd do a couple of FAQ videos to, I guess, address them. How is Blake going to fit in the tiny house?
So we decided to go with a plan or design for this tiny house that would not include a loft, because I'm 6'3", and lofts generally are about 6 feet, something around there, give or take. And I really don't want to hunch everywhere I go. I already hunch anyways, so I don't need more hunchage encouragement. Anyways, so we decided that we kind of stole Anna White's idea, well, a lot of her ideas. We're building this tiny house based off her design. We're going to have an elevator bed, so it's going to be attached to some garage door lifts and tracks that will be able to go up and down instead of having a loft. So that way we have a space underneath we can enjoy during the day, and then we can sleep and lower it down at night. Where are we going to build this thing?
So we're actually building our tiny house on our friend's land here in Idaho, and she has like 3 acres. So we're building it on her land, and we're babysitting for rent and living in her house currently. So we're staying in the spare bedroom and building out there, and then once we move out to her tiny house, we'll still stay on her land. Wouldn't it just be easier to buy an RV?
So we get this question more than you'd think.
All the time.
Almost everybody that asks, oh, you're building a tiny house? Why don't you just build an RV? Almost everybody. It drives me insane. So, the reason being is because RVs are great. They're wonderful, don't get me wrong. But there's just a few things that we, I guess, prefer to have. For example, we live in Idaho, and it gets below 0 all the time. And if we're going to live in this thing all the time, then we need it to be able to stay warm. So we need to insulate it properly, and not have our pipes freeze and all that stuff. So the reason we're doing that is because we want to stay warm. That's one of the reasons. Another reason is because we can customize it, design it the way we want. We have, certain things that we do. For example, Mary teaches online, and I do work from online, and I play games online. And, there's just like a lot of stuff that we need to do. We need a desk space. I'm tall, so we just need a place we could design our own. Another reason for building a tiny house is because it's cheaper than buying an RV by quite a lot, actually. It'll end up costing us around $20,000, give or take, whatever.
$25,000.
Still cheaper than an RV, I don't know.
Which, along those lines, we also get the question, why don't you just put in a down payment for a house? Because housing is pretty cheap out here. But we don't really want to be in debt forever, and we don't want to buy more than we need. It's just the 2 of us and our dogs, so...
And we're going to eventually leave this place within 5 years, so, buying a house for that short amount of time doesn't seem worth it. Yeah. Where is our dog Gallifrey going to sleep?
It's surprising how often we get this question. So Gallifrey currently sleeps with us on our bed.
Very reluctantly, I might add.
Reluctantly for Gallifrey or for us?
For us.
Oh, yeah. Gallifrey loves it. Yeah, in fact, he's sleeping on our bed right now. There's Gallifrey. So when we move into our tiny house, Gallifrey will probably end up sleeping on our bed whether we like it or not, because he's cute and it's hard for us to say no.
So another question we get fairly often is, are we just flying by the seat of our pants and just building it as we see fit? Do we have any construction experience? Do we know any of this? Do we have plans that we go off of? Actually, we do.
Kind of. So we don't have any construction experience. We're learning all this from YouTube, which is pretty cool. We are learning a lot as we go from making a lot of mistakes, which is why we're taking so long to frame our walls.
Yeah.
But we finally finished framing our walls. Now we just have to put them up. So we'll have a video on that later. Anyway, in terms of plans, we didn't buy any plans. We were originally going to use Anna White's plans for her elevator bed tiny house, but she hasn't posted them yet, which totally understandable. She's super busy doing her own house. But we decided, since we wanted to have it on a longer trailer anyway, we're building ours on a 28-foot trailer, we decided to just design the plans ourselves in SketchUp. SketchUp is a 3D modeling program, and it allows us to basically build our house board by board on the computer, and we know exactly where everything's going to go within a 1/16 of an inch. So we know exactly what we're building before we ever step outside. It also helps with problem solving. So for instance, as we were framing our walls this last week, we kept making mistakes, and we could go and look in SketchUp and see exactly what went wrong based on the 3D model, and then go back out and fix it.
Which is great. Unfortunately, however, 3D models are perfect. Real life is not. So there are a few things we had to change around. For example, twisted boards are terrible. I hate them, and they're difficult to work with. What?
I said, oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, for sure. And so, of course, we have to adjust a little bit. So we don't have the money to buy all the wood in the world, so some wood we just have to make do with.